Hey guys, what is going on? It's Austin here, and today I got a video for you, and we are talking about the top 5 PlayStation franchises that need to make a comeback for the PlayStation 5. But before I get into it, I just want to say, if you played any of these games growing up, or if you go back and play them frequently, make sure to leave a like, comment which game it was, and tell me what other franchises you would like to see come back, because there were plenty other games I could have picked. These were just my top 5 personally, based on what I played growing up and what games I enjoy now. But anyway, let's get right into the video. With our number 5 spot, we have Resistance. Now, Resistance was a little lesser known, but for the hardcore PlayStation fans, there was a Resistance game for everybody. There was a PSP Resistance that was so successful, the online servers were up until a few years ago. There was Resistance on the PS Vita, and then there was all 3 Resistance games on the PS3, and then there hasn't been a Resistance game since 2011, I believe. Resistance was a huge reason to game on the PlayStation 3 back in the mid to late 2000s, and it was another PlayStation exclusive FPS tackling a sci-fi scenario. Who doesn't want to see an alien invasion on a massive scale on the PlayStation 5's architecture? Sadly, this franchise probably has the lowest chance of returning compared to any on this list, just because Insomniac is the one that made the Resistance games, and Insomniac is currently having huge success with the Spider-Man games and a new Ratchet & Clank sequel coming out later this year. I just don't see it happening, but you can't help but think maybe they outsource it to another company. Fingers crossed. And for our number 4 spot, we have Sly Cooper. A Sucker Punch production in the golden age of PlayStation platform games. We all know the big 3, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet & Clank, and Sly Cooper. Or maybe you didn't know the last one. That's why it needs to come back. By far the least popular of the 3, but the easiest to pick up and play. I played the Sly Cooper collection on my PS Vita a few years back and had a blast. I had so much fun, I ended up buying the 2013 Sly Cooper game, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. And something many of you guys probably don't know is there was a Sly Cooper movie planned to be released a year after the Ratchet & Clank movie, but with the poor reception of the Ratchet movie, they ended up canceling the Sly movie, turned it into a TV show, and then canceled that. The trailer is still up on YouTube though if you want to check it out. And to a longtime Sly Cooper fan, it is absolutely heartbreaking seeing that trailer play out every now and then because they absolutely nailed the 3 characters. They are just like they are in the video game, and it's just really upsetting to see we probably won't get that movie ever. Hopefully with the success of the HBO Last of Us series and the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland, PlayStation will re-evaluate this situation, but I really just don't see it happening. For our number 3 spot, we have a game I've talked about a lot recently, but I just can't get enough of it. We got Killzone. Killzone was supposed to be the Halo killer when it was released in 2004, but it never quite got the recognition when it needed it. By Killzone 2 and 3, it was a more respected exclusive title, and it did have its own fan base, but it was too little too late for the franchise. And once Shadowfall came out on the PS4 in 2013, no one was interested anymore, even with Shadowfall being a launch title on a very limited launch catalog. But with Halo's latest effort being subpar and the now delayed Halo Infinite, this would be the perfect window to release a Killzone reboot, bringing back its gritty and realistic gameplay back to PlayStation gamers. Guerrilla Games, please hire me. I have plenty of ideas. Please, I need money. For our number 2 spot, this one hits so close to home. We have Jak 4, or any type of reboot for Jak and Daxter. Jak and Daxter fans have been asking for this game for ages. The first Jak and Daxter game was the literal first video game I've ever played, and I've been in love with it ever since. So of course, I'm right along the side with everyone asking for this game. There has been concept art leaked from the game and many fan theories about the plot, but that's about all the information we got on the long canceled Jak 4 game. Naughty Dog has put an end to any speculation of getting this game, with them saying they're working on more mature games such as Uncharted and The Last of Us, but maybe with the mixed reception of The Last of Us Part 2 and the alleged ending to Uncharted, Naughty Dog might bring this gem back into the spotlight, so, I mean, fingers crossed, let's just keep hoping. And one more thing before we get to the number 1 spot, don't look at the rest of the video, comment down below before we get to that. Tell me what is your number 1 pick for the franchise that needs to come back for PlayStation 5. I need to know. I love these PlayStation exclusives, and this one coming up is by far my favorite single player game of all time. So let's get right into it. We have Infamous.
It took us all by surprise. Initial blast ripped through a 6-block radius. vaporizing everyone in its path. Everyone except me. While outside, the city fell apart. But inside me, something was beginning.
It's probably my favorite single-player game of all time, and definitely my most played franchise on PlayStation. Infamous 1 had such a gripping story that still takes a hold of me, albeit it wasn't the most technically impressive game, but every fault it did have was solved in Infamous 2. Infamous Second Son and First Light were definitely not as good as the previous installments, in my opinion, but still phenomenal games in their own way. You can make a case that Infamous Second Son is arguably the worst game in the franchise, and I still have 100% of this game on a good, an evil, and a hard difficulty playthrough. Infamous needs to come back on the PS5. I would even be satisfied with the HD remaster of the older games, but a new entry would be amazing for the PlayStation 5. Although Sucker Punch had huge success with Ghost of Tsushima, I don't see them making a sequel to that game, and it would be a perfect time to follow up their major hit with some sort of entry to the Infamous franchise while waiting for their next new IP. So tell me your top 5 games down below in the comments, or give me a top 10, give me top 100. I love reading your comments and seeing what you guys like. Anyway, that's it for me. Have a wonderful day. Check out all my other top 5s I have going on my channel, and also comment a top 5 topic down below. I know I'm giving you 10 different things to comment, but if you do half of them, I love you. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and peace out.